In a remote part of the countryside, shrouded in mist, stood the ruins of Hollowridge Asylum, abandoned for decades. Once a place of healing, it had become a haunting ground for ghost hunters and thrill-seekers. Locals warned of strange noises emanating from within its crumbling walls, tales of patients who never left, and whispers of a dark history that lingered in the air. Curiosity tugged at Jake, a young man fascinated by the supernatural. Armed with a flashlight and a camera, he set out one evening to explore the asylum. As he approached, the overgrown path seemed to swallow him, the trees arching overhead like skeletal fingers. The building loomed ahead, its once grand facade now a crumbling relic. Windows were shattered, and ivy clawed at the walls. Taking a deep breath, Jake pushed open the heavy door, which creaked ominously, echoing in the stillness. Inside, the air was thick with dust and decay. Faded paintings hung crookedly on the walls, and remnants of furniture lay scattered, swallowed by nature's relentless grip. The further he ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. Shadows danced in the corners of his vision, and he felt as if he were being watched. As he moved through the labyrinth of corridors, Jake stumbled upon a room with an old mirror, its surface covered in grime. Curious, he stepped closer, wiping away the dirt with his sleeve. The reflection that stared back was not just his own. Behind him, a figure appeared, a woman dressed in a tattered gown, her eyes wide with despair. Startled, Jake spun around, but the room was empty. Heart racing, he turned back to the mirror. The woman's reflection remained, a sorrowful expression etched on her face. "Help me," she whispered, her voice echoing softly. "Who are you?" Jake asked, his voice trembling. "Lila," she replied, her gaze pleading. "I was trapped here, a patient lost to time. They silenced us, but I cannot rest. You must uncover the truth." Determined to help, Jake asked, "What happened to you?" "They called it treatment, but it was torture," Lila explained, her voice heavy with pain. "They sought to control us, to erase our very selves. I was one of many who suffered, and my spirit remains bound to this place." Moved by her story, Jake knew he had to find out what had really happened at Hollowridge Asylum. "How can I help you?" "Seek the records. The truth lies in the archives," she urged, her figure flickering. "But beware, for the darkness within these walls seeks to keep its secrets hidden." With Lila's words echoing in his mind, Jake made his way to the asylum's library, the remnants of a once vibrant space now cloaked in shadows. Dust-covered shelves lined the walls, and ancient books lay strewn about. He began sifting through the papers, searching for anything related to Lila or the asylum's past. Hours passed, and as night deepened, the atmosphere grew heavier. He found newspaper clippings detailing unethical experiments conducted on patients, accounts of strange disappearances, and whispers of hauntings. The asylum's history was a tapestry of tragedy and horror, each thread revealing the suffering endured by those trapped within its walls. As he pieced together the story, he felt a chill sweep through the room. The shadows lengthened, and he could hear whispers rising around him, angry, mournful voices echoing the pain of those who had been wronged. "Leave this place," a voice boomed, sending shivers down his spine. "You cannot uncover what is buried." Jake's heart raced as he realized he had awoken something dark and restless. The temperature dropped, and he could see his breath fogging in front of him. The whispers grew louder, threatening to overwhelm him. "Lila," he called out, desperation in his voice. "I need your help." In that moment, he felt her presence beside him, stronger than before. "You must be brave," she urged, her voice cutting through the chaos. "The truth must be revealed. They cannot silence us any longer." Gathering his courage, Jake pressed on, determined to unveil the asylum's dark secrets. He turned back to the files, sifting through the last of the documents until he found a journal belonging to the head physician, a man obsessed with his theories and a thirst for power. The journal revealed the horrific experiments conducted on patients, including Lila, aimed at erasing their identities. As he read, the shadows around him thickened, swirling with anger. The asylum seemed to come alive, creaking and groaning as if protesting his discovery. But Jake stood firm, reading aloud from the journal. "I will expose you," he declared, his voice steady. "Your cruelty will not be forgotten." With each word, the darkness surged, and he felt a battle raging around him. Lila's spirit flickered beside him, her form shimmering with strength. "Keep going, Jake. You're close." Suddenly, a blinding light filled the room, illuminating the darkness. The angry whispers turned to wails, and the shadows began to retreat, as if they were being drawn back into the depths of the asylum. The weight of despair lifted, and Jake felt a rush of energy course through him. In that moment, the truth was unleashed. The forgotten voices of the asylum were heard, their stories rising to the surface. The light enveloped him, and he felt Lila's presence growing stronger. "Thank you," she whispered, her form solidifying, radiating warmth and peace. "You have freed us." With a final surge of energy, the darkness receded completely, leaving the library in a serene stillness. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and Jake knew the spirits of the asylum had finally found peace. As he stepped outside, the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, casting a golden light over the ruins. The asylum stood silent now, its dark history unveiled. Jake felt a sense of accomplishment and hope, knowing that he had given a voice to the forgotten and helped them find their way home. From that day forward, he shared the story of Hollowridge Asylum, ensuring that its past would never be forgotten. The truth had been uncovered, and the spirits of the lost would no longer linger in silence, but live on in the hearts of those who remembered their tale.